Well, hi there, hey there, hello there, guys. Welcome back. So sorry it has been so long since you have saw this face of mine. Let me take this off because there's a glare. A lot of things have been going on, and I wasn't able to really put myself in the correct headspace in order to tell you guys everything that's been going on. As you know, in February, I did have my left hip replaced. I was scheduled July 27th or 28th to have the right hip replaced. So, been doing a lot of physical therapy, getting ready for that date. So July 27th comes, I go to the hospital, get ready for my surgery, and I wake up 9 hours later and find out no replacement was done. I almost died 3 times on the table, and they did not know if I was even going to make it through. I had 4 blood transfusions. I had 3 iron infusions within the span of 3 days. What had happened was, when the surgeon had went in to take out the bone for it to be replaced, he cut in and there was infection. Somehow I had contracted infection in the bone, and that's a big deal for surgery. Any type of infection is horrible when you're dealing with surgery, especially in the hips. That kind of thing just really puts a halt in it. He had already removed part of the hip, so what they did is they took a cement spacer, and it was an antibiotic powder that was infused into the cement, and it was shaped. Well, it was shaped. The doctor literally had to contact the big branch of hospital, which he worked with, to see if they had one to fit my size. And they sent them the smallest one they had, but the hip socket that I have is so shallow that the smallest size of hip joint spacer wouldn't fit, so he actually had to carve it in order for it to fit. So it took about 9 hours, but basically I had no hip joint. I had no hip bone. I was missing part of the bone in my leg. I stayed in the hospital for over a week. They had issues with my blood pressure. They had issues with my blood sugar levels. It was just not a fun time, but thank God I had some amazing friends that made that week stay very, very, very enjoyable. Even as going as far as streaming movies with me and just being with me. Because at that time, no one was allowed to be with you in the hospitals and things like that. So I had my wonderful husband and my family and his family, which is my family, for support, and wonderful friends that helped see me through it. After I finally got out of the hospital, we went ahead and set up physical therapy just to keep the muscles and things like that from, becoming, I don't even know, I can't think of the word for it now, but where they basically don't want to move anymore. So we did that. I had physical therapy. I also had a nurse that came in. What they had done is, I don't know if you can see that, there's a scar here. They had put in a PICC line, which is straight into, it goes up around and down into your heart. It was a PICC line that they were going to administer IV antibiotics to me. The home health was going to be doing that. So I had nurses and physical therapists and everything coming in. Well, apparently everything had gotten cleared up. So on September the 7th, I went in for the right hip replacement. So I basically went almost a month and a half with no hip, which was pretty rough. I wasn't able to walk. I wasn't able to bear weight. I wasn't able to be left alone. I mean, it was just, all kinds of things. So on September 7th, I went in to have the right hip replacement. Everything was perfect. The leg, though, where it had a double surgery, they went into the same incision. I did have a lot more pain. The leg is still not fully healed at all in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I've just got finished with physical therapy. I have a great therapist that comes into the home, and he is amazing, and he's going to get me to where I need to be. as far as movement. And he's also working on the left hip as well, because he doesn't feel like I got everything that I should have gotten from the therapy before. Not anything against those people, but there were certain restrictions that I had that I don't have now. So we're almost a little over a month out of the surgery, and everything is going swimmingly. There was no infection. The scar is horrendous. My scar is very, very ugly. But I did not have the issue of having a seroma like I had with the other, which is still open, by the way. But I'm healing up okay. The muscle, because it had to be cut so many times, I've lost a lot of the muscle in my legs, so we are working at rebuilding that. I'm doing things that I've never been able to do before, which is absolutely positively amazing. I'm ecstatic, over the roof for that. But yeah, so I'm going to at least be having in-home therapy for at least 2 more months. So I still have a nurse that comes in, checks the seroma on the left side and, that kind of thing. Come in and check my vitals. They do all that. So I'm making it. I'm feeling more like myself, but I'm a little frustrated with myself because I feel like I should be further than I am. Even though everyone says, oh, you're doing amazing, I want to be better. I want to get on living my life a little bit. These surgeries are nothing that's going to, completely heal this issue that I have, because it is a genetic issue and it affects every bone, every joint in my body. Every cell is infused with multiple epithelial dysplasia. It just is. And I've come to that, determination. So it's just something I'm having to deal with, but I'm going to be all right with it. Having the hips replaced does not take that away. It does take a little bit of the pain away, but we still have knees and ankles and elbows and shoulders. And if you can look, my elbows are completely bruised because I've been using a rollator. The way that it was is we put the handles up so much so I could easily just put my elbows on there and push myself to build it up. So right now I'm having the issue of trying not to limp. My legs are still different sizes, anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch. The right one is shorter. Just were not able to get those that corrected. There just wasn't any way to do that based on the hip bone. So I'm going to end up having to get a lift and things like that. But I'm going to be all right. I really am. As far as the HS goes, I'll give you a little update on that as well. I'm no longer wearing bandages under either arm. They have healed up a little bit. I still have scars. I still have a lot of pain. But I've also been approved for Humira. I have not started taking the Humira yet. I have to go and have all the blood work done again because they lost it originally. And for those of you who don't know, Humira is a biological. It is the only drug that has been approved to send HS into remission. And guys, I've tried with my diet. I've tried everything. Things have gotten better, but I'm tired of having to be afraid of breaking open and bleeding when I go somewhere, or not being able to wear white because you're always going to ruin it. But life is good. And, a lot of stuff has happened to me, but I do have this determination that everything's going to be all right. I'm going to be better off for everything that I've done. And, I'm sorry I haven't been posting on here, but I'm posting now. We're back on keto, and I'm not saying I'm perfect and, everything's going great or anything like that, because it's not. But, it's human, or I'm human, and I'm just ready to live a good life. And, yeah, so things are really good. And if y'all have been wondering where I'm at, what I've been doing, just recovering. I'm only a month out of surgeries being complete, and I know it's going to take time, but I'm going to get there. So use me as an example if you need any kind of hope for a better future. My future is bright, and I can't wait to live the rest of my life just a little bit better off. Maybe not a lot, but a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. So thank you for spending the time with me, guys. Sorry if I was a little long-winded. Just wanted to try to get all this in. Of course, there's other things that I could tell you, but it's not the most important parts of the story. But thank you so much for spending the time to stop in and check with me as I stop in to check with you. So I will see you all later. Take care.